Hello students, this lecture is the next about continuity. Continuity basics I have already explained in previous lecture. Here we will think of special conditions given with the equations. Previous lecture I have explained you one definition, it was everywhere continuous function. I will repeat and I would like to discuss over this topic. What is everywhere continuous function? We have to think of it. I give you one example. Like fx is equal to sin x, the best one which we have seen. Fx is equal to x. Now how can I say this is everywhere continuous? First of all, we need to see the definition. Its definition is a function which is continuous at all points or values of real number set R. What I mean to say here, simply we can say that if a function is defined, it's continuous for all real numbers, no real number should be left. In that case, it is known as everywhere continuous function. Okay. Now I wrote first fx equal to sin x. Let me show you that why am I saying sin x is everywhere continuous function. You see, this is the best way to understand. If I draw the graph of sin x, we find that where are real numbers shown on this graph? These are shown on x-axis, as we know. For all x, we should see that there should be no break in the graph line. So when I draw a graph, it oscillates between -1 and 1, we know very well. But this is defined for all the values on x-axis. You can see this will continuously move without any break. Not only right hand side, left hand side also. It moves and oscillates between -1 and 1. There is no break. According to the definition of continuity, what I said, there should not be any break in the graph. Very simple to understand. Seeing the graph, you can see fx equal to x also. If I draw fx equal to x, so what does it mean? This function is known as identity function. Fx equal to x means this is the collection of such points. If you take the value of x to be 1, result will be 1. Means fx means y, so y also will be 1. If you take x equal to 2, you will get fx equal to 2. If you take x equal to 3, fx equal to 3. So 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, -1, -1, all such points lie on this line. Means we are talking about this y is equal to x. This only is fx equal to x. Now you can see as you move towards right hand side, you will surely get one value. You take 1, you will get 1. You can take 2 value of x, you will get value of y also to be 2. If you take x equal to 3, you will get y equal to 3. Whatever value on x-axis you take, the same value on y also you will find. Means this is continuously moving. There is no break. Nothing is there so that we can say it is not defined. In left hand side also, in third quadrant you find basically this graph makes a 45-degree angle with both of x and y axis in both of the quadrants. Okay. Now in left hand side also, if you take x equal to -1, so it comes -1. When x equal to -2, y equal to -2. X equal to minus root 2 I take, so y will be equal to minus root 2. If I take minus 1.5, so y also is minus 1.5. What does it mean? There is no break, continuously moving. We say such functions to be everywhere. Keep in mind for all real numbers. Means on x-axis you will not find any point where it is not giving us any value of y. Or in language of function, what we say? We will not find any value of x for which there is no image. All values of x are having images on y. That's why such functions are known as everywhere continuous functions. Their list are, here see, these functions are, first one, it is sin x, second is cos x. Let me shortlist. Better if I write fx equal to, because should not be a confusion. Fx equal to sin x is a function, fx equal to cos x is other function, These are everywhere continuous. Fx equal to x. This is known as identity function. Identity function. Maybe you are aware of it, but still let me write the name. Fourth one, it's a constant function. Fx equal to any constant. So this is known as constant function. Fifth one, fx equal to, if you take exponential function, this is exponential function. Sixth one, fx, this is equal to mod x, this is the modulus function. Modulus function. I will explain all these using graph, then you will understand. Please wait. Yes. Sin x I have shown you fx equal to x. Next we find for every this function here. Next is cos x. Cos x also goes like sin x only. If I draw, you will find cos x without break along x axis. We will get values. This I am drawing with freehand. You can use a scale also, but you will find that there is no break in the graph. You can see this is cos x. Y is equal to cos x I have drawn. Next is fx equal to k, a constant. Let us suppose I find fx equal to constant value. I have to take fx equal to, suppose I take 2. Then what does it mean? X is whatever real number value we take. For all of them, answer will be 2. Answer means image will be 2. So this is 1 on the y-axis, this is 2. So this will be a line parallel to x-axis. And now you can see parallel to x-axis is right hand side, left hand side, both sides will keep moving. All values we are getting, no break, continuously we will get every time 2. This is 1 and this value is 2. So whatever value on x-axis you consider, you will find its image as 2. That's why this is continuous function. Graph suggests us. Next, fx equal to a raised to the power x. This is exponential function, including ex also. This function includes ex also, one of them. Exponential has 2 categories. If you know the basics, you know very well. It has 2 types of graphs can be based on condition. Now, if I find its graph, I am talking about fx equal to a raised to the power x. So we find that this type of graph we get, this point will be 0, 1. This is x-axis original. This one is y-axis. Other if you are aware, if not, then let me explain bit so that you can understand it better. Actually, I have simply taken rough sketching is enough to understand it well. But what does it say? Means how we draw the graph in different condition. Here, what happens? This is given a raised to the power x. Now it has 2 categories. One is z, between the value of a is 0 and 1, and other is value of a to be greater than 1. If I take greater than 1, then obviously as I move towards infinity, in negative direction of x-axis, what I mean to say, let me explain. Suppose value of a I take 2, and 2 raised to the power 1 will be 2, 2 raised to the power 2 will be 4, 2 raised to the power 3 will be 8. What does it mean? You see, as I am moving towards positive values or positive direction of x-axis, these values also are increasing. So you just see in this graph, as I am moving towards positive direction, the value of y also going up. It shows that in positive direction this graph will go up. Okay. And now on the left hand side, if you find that is 2 raised to the power minus 1. If I take becomes 1 by 2, 2 raised to the power minus 2, 1 by 4. As I see, you will keep moving towards negative direction. This will become smaller values, and slowly if I am moving towards infinite, negative infinity, then this will turn 0. 0 means surely in one time when this will approach infinity in negative direction, this will touch x-axis. So that's why in negative direction it is gone parallel to x-axis. So here I find one thing, that there is no point of confusion. Simply for all negatives and all positive it is defined, so it is continuous function. There is no break. Okay, only we have taken infinity, that also is considerable, because where it will approach we will get 0. So for all values it is defined along x-axis. Now this was category, what I said, it is a greater than 1, and this category is the reverse category, which is a, it is lying between 0 and 1. In these two, both graphs you will find that only graph line you see. This graph line here, it's going from left to right, so it is in decreasing manner. Here it is in increasing manner, but in both cases it is defined for all without any break. So this is continuous function, and everywhere continuous, because for all real x it is defined. Okay, now we think of the modulus function. Let's start. One confusion may be there about graphs, so I suggest you that is a different topic function in which all the graphs is sketching roughly. All these things are explained. So you should take a revision if you are confused about this. Now I am drawing fx equal to mod x. Modulus function. Modulus function says that basic definition. Otherwise, in general, what happens if I take mod minus 2 will be 2, mod 0 will be 0, mod 2 will be 2. But when it is defined as a definition, it is said that for all negatives, for all negative values of x, it's open with minus sign, so that when minus of a negative will be taken, will become positive. For 0 and positive, it is open as it is, no changes, there is no sign. That means it remains always positive. So what happens? When I take x as positive or negative, this fx will be always positive. So that's why it's a graph. If I draw, you find such V shape. Okay, for all negatives is still y positive, for all positive y is positive. Okay, x may be positive and negative both, but y will remain always positive. Okay, so what I conclude that for all negatives it is defined, for all positive x also it is defined. So that's why it is defined for all real number, no break is available. That's why it is continuous function, and everywhere continuous because it is defined for all real numbers. Now you please note this list. Soon I am coming back. Yeah, here we go. Now some other functions we have to discuss than these ones. Like first function in this category, I would like to see fx equal to a log x. What is special about it? When fx equal to log x, I will draw it. This also shows two types of nature on graph paper when we plot it, just like exponential function. Here keep in mind what I said for everywhere continuous function. Everywhere continuous means such a function which is defined without break on all the real numbers, real values of x. Okay. Now, if I observe this graph of log x is better. I take base a here. Okay. This also, as I said, two categories given. Let me draw other also so that you can differentiate between them. Difference should be known, otherwise the problem is we don't understand. Like this is other one, yes. One is this is 1 comma 0. Here also it is 1 comma 0. This is x-axis. This one is y-axis. Here it is 0. Now, if you compare, if you find it, This is just like exponential function. In exponential function, this graph is in exponential function. Graph goes along x-axis. Here the graph will go along y-axis. So what happens when a is greater than 1? We find this first graph. When a lies between 0 and 1, we find this second graph. I hope you understand. Okay. Now what happens? Simply, this I said graphical portion please find out in function chapter. For that you have to see other lecture. Here I find one thing, that in this condition log function is defined only for positive real numbers, not defined for negatives. Yes, this is the basic definition of log, that it is applicable only on positive real values. Here also we see graph line. In this left hand side of y-axis there is no graph. Means it is defined for all positives. Now whether it be first case or second case, but log is always defined for real numbers which are positive. So its domain is considered. We say that x belongs to R or real number which are positive, or simply write positive real numbers. No symbol I will use. My target is not to confuse anyone, so that I am writing here positive real numbers. After this only I will explain. Yes, x belongs to positive real numbers. Here I find that it is defined only for positive real numbers. So domain will be written as basically 0 to infinity. This will be taken as 0 to infinity. Here, even if you include 0, then there will not be a particular value. That's why I have taken open interval. So 0 to infinity means all positives. So this is known as domain of log function. Remember, this is domain of log function. Okay, in both cases, this is domain of log function. So here we find this graph is given without break. You see, there is no break in the graph. So it is continuous but in domain. So these functions are known as, this is different category. This was everywhere continuous function, but this function is continuous in domain only. So what other functions are given which are continuous in domain? Let me tell you. These are, that's why we see them in different manner. It is continuous everywhere in domain. This statement we use for such function. This is fx equal to log x, other is fx equal to tan x, and all rest of the functions, trigonometric functions. Third will be fx equal to cot x, fourth is fx equal to sec x, fx equal to cosec x. These all are, we say, continuous in their domains. If any confusion, now this way to see the graph will help you out to understand whether they are continuous, everywhere continuous, or in their domain. This list actually you should keep in mind. Now by the way, this was all about everywhere continuous function, but one thing which is separate from all this, sometimes it is given, whenever everywhere functions are given, sometimes it is given to prove a particular function to be everywhere continuous. I will give you presentation for that. You please see. By the rules, we will do everything. Let's start. I give you the example of sin x, or any of them can be taken. Example, if I say prove that sin x is everywhere continuous. If I want to prove that sin x is everywhere continuous, what we do? We start as don't forget the proving of continuity. What was that? RHL and F of the point should be equal. So let K be some real number, any real number. We have considered a particular real number K. So we will think of this only while proving for LHL, RHL, and we will find F of K. Therefore, LHL. Now given function is sin x. Okay. Here you can write since fx this is equal to sin x, because every time in LHL we need fx. LHL this is equal to what we write, limit x tends to 0. LHL, so value reference value is k minus h, we will write here. Okay. Next, limit x tends to 0. So k minus h means this becomes sin of k minus h. Now we need to simplify as rules. So sin k minus h can be done as sin a minus b. So we find here it is sin a cos b minus cos a sin b. Now as soon as we simplify for the value of h, if I take h equal to 0 for cos 0 is 1. So we get sin k into 1 minus cos k sin 0 will be 0. So finally we will get sin of k. I see that LHL comes out to be sin of k. I will go for RHL. In RHL, limit x tends to 0, f of k plus h. I will find one thing, only one definition is given sin x, so we need to take this only. Limit x tends to 0, sin k plus h. Now we will expand it by the identity sin a plus b. It is sin a cos b plus cos a sin b. And once again the same thing. If I take cos 0 1, sin 0 will be 0. So finally we will get sin k into 1. So sin k rest will be 0. Now we see LHL and RHL both are equal. Now the third thing which is left is f of k. F of k means directly you replace x by k in the function, it becomes sin k. We find that for all k was real number, don't forget, k was any real number, representing all real numbers. So since LHL is equal to RHL is equal to f of k, therefore sin x is everywhere continuous function. Everywhere continuous function. This will represent answer. Please see, note down. Rest I will take one more example. Now, next example. Everywhere continuous function we need to prove. We can take one more example. Suppose I take in the list e raised to the power x. We need to prove e raised to the power x is everywhere continuous. So we will take fx equal to ex and k again the same real number. We will take LHS now. LHL will be limit to x tends to 0 f of, presentation will be same, almost same for all. Yes, k minus h, limit x tends to 0. We will take now in place of x k minus h, to e raised to the power k minus h. I say further to simplify. What simplification we can do here? Further, actually nothing special is needed. This may be considered to be the simplest form. So we will take x equal to 0 here only. So e raised to the power k minus 0, e of k, e raised to the power k we get. If I get RHL, limit x tends to 0, k plus h, this becomes limit x tends to 0, e raised to the power k plus h, and again if I take h equal to 0, I find e of k, then f of k, simply put x is equal to k. I see that all three are equal. Since LHL is equal to, this is LHL equal to RHL equal to f of k, therefore ex is everywhere continuous function. Okay, rarely this question is given in exam, but still for knowledge you must see that well. Note it down, please. Yeah. Now this was about everywhere continuous functions. In the same lecture, I would like to wind up continuity by an explanation of different types of equations, and I consider explanation is needed for them. These are equations on unknown values. To find unknown values for continuous functions. This is category of question. There is not a heading, but heading will help you out to understand. Here, with the help of questions, I will explain. I will repeat my statement. You will be given a function to be continuous. Okay, continuous in the domain or continuous everywhere. But you will be given a continuous function. Then we need to find a variable which is unknown in that question. Let's start with some easy example. I will look for one easy example first. Yeah, I consider this to be easier. It is first example we will take in this category. Find the value of k so that f is continuous at x equal to pi, and f is defined as, the definition of f is given as fx equal to kx plus 1, and next is given cos x. Kx plus 1 when x is less or equal to pi, and when x is greater than pi, we are given fx defined as cos x. We need to find the value of k. Here unknown variable is k. Its value we need. Now you are told that it is continuous. Continuous means fx here LHL, RHL, f of pi. All three are equal. Okay. So we will utilize that condition. And how we go? Let's see. Here first of all we have to study. We have to see the function given. It's given x is less or equal to pi. Means you will find here what? LHL in the same definition and f of pi also. Here RHL. By the way, we should take all three, LHL, RHL, f of pi. But I suggest whenever unknown variable equations are given, what we should do? We should take one definition from here and other definition from the second one. Okay, and those two should be kept equal, because we know that since fx is continuous for x equal to pi, so LHL, RHL, f of pi, all three are equal. But LHL and f of pi, all are these two are contained in the same definition. So that's why that will be better to consider one of them. Okay, our target is to find k only. What we can do? We will say since fx is continuous at x equal to pi, therefore LHL is equal to RHL. This is equal to f of pi. Here I will show you everything. First of all, we will find LHL. If I take LHL, I will write the full presentation. Limit h tends to 0. F of pi minus h. I see limit h tends to 0. LHL definition is kx plus 1. So k pi minus h in bracket plus 1. Open the bracket first to simplify. K pi minus kh plus 1. Replace h by 0. So this will become k pi plus 1. This is LHL coming. Now, if I find f of pi, means putting x directly as pi. So we will find k pi plus 1. You see, now both of the values are coming same. This was my purpose to speak. Whenever a function is continuous and these two definitions are contained in the same, then one of them is enough to take. Okay. Whenever we are solving such equation. Now RHL gives us some different definition. RHL will be what? Limit x tends to 0 f of pi plus h. Limit h tends to 0, this becomes cos pi plus h. But the thing is, here we need to simplify. There are two ways. Either you expand it by cos a plus b, okay, or you apply here cos pi plus theta allied angle concept, if you remember. Okay, so it depends. Here I will apply allied angle concept. Suppose you don't understand my explanation here, you better expand it by cos A plus B by formula. Okay, so we will find here limit h tends to 0. This is cos pi plus h. In presence of pi, cos will remain as it is, cos h. Next, pi plus h means 180 plus theta. 180 plus theta is in third quadrant. Third quadrant means cos will be negative. So this will result in minus cos h. What I need to put here, h 0. I will say minus cos 0. So cos 0 is 1. So minus 1. Now any one of them we can take. Therefore, since continuous, so any one of them can be taken. Therefore, k pi plus 1, this will be equal to minus 1. As these three are equal, we need to find the value of k. So k pi, this is equal to 2, and k it's minus 2, and k will be equal to minus 2 upon pi. So this way we find the value of unknown variable. Please note down. We will go ahead with more equations. Please see. Yeah. Next question we are going to take. Second example. I would like to solve here example number 2. Again, now I will not write full equation. We need to find k, unknown variable. If f is continuous at x equal to 2. We are told that it is continuous at x equal to 2. You are given 2x plus 1 for all x less than 2, k for all x equal to 2, 3x minus 1 for all x greater than 2. Now, basically, we are given one variable only. Here we need one equation like in previous case. But fx is defined in three patterns, three different patterns. For all x less than 2, obviously this is LHS. This is f of 2, and this one will be RHS. But we know that since fx is continuous at x equal to 2, so first thing, therefore LHL equal to RHL equal to f of 2. By the way, whenever unknown variable equations are given, few like to, basically students, teacher, whosoever, they like to put the value directly. They don't take the help of h like we do. For LHL we subtract h, for RHL we add h. Here directly if you put, as we have come to notice continuously, it is too much relaxation. Okay, if you take 2 directly, this will be like 2 2s are 4 plus 1 5. This also 2 3 are 6 minus 1 5. But I consider for presentation we should go with the basic concept like I present here. So the same way we will do. What I mean to say, we will come back to the equation. LHL, RHL, f of t, f of 2, all three are equal. So what we will find here, again I will say LHL, if I find its limit h tends to 0, f of 2 minus h, limit h tends to 0, f of LHL. So this will be 2 minus h plus 1, limit h tends to, open the bracket, 4 minus 2h plus 1, limit h tends to 0, 5 minus 2h, replacing h by 0 we get 5. Now RHL, limit h tends to 0, f of 2 plus h, limit h tends to 0, I see RHL is this definition, we get thrice of 2 plus h minus 1, limit h tends to 0, 3 to the 6 plus 3h minus 1. I find limit h tends to 0, 5 plus 3h, replacing h by 0, I see it is 5. And obviously if I take f of 2, this is equal to k. Now LHS, RHS, both we are getting a same value 5 should be equal to f of 2. Therefore k by the rule, therefore directly we will say k this is equal to 5. This way we can obtain. This was looking like a different question but very easy in comparison to previous one. Please note down. Going with the more examples. Third example we will take. What is that? Third example, it's different. Here we need to find a and b. Two variables are unknown. And simply given that fx is continuous. Continuous is, it is given, so that means any value you consider fx will always be continuous function, and defined as fx is defined as 5 ax plus b 2, I'm sorry, it is 21, x is less or equal to 2, x is greater than 2 and less than 10, x equal to 10. Now we can see this question, why is it different? First of all, three things are given about fx, okay, based on two variables. Don't forget, first two examples are given of one variable only, that's why we need one equation to solve. Here we are given two variables, so we need two equations, and for making two equations we are given two different critical points. One is 2, other is 10, and mentioned that fx is continuous, continuous at all values whatever you take. So what happens, we will get LHL RHL of critical points only. So critical point we will consider first 2, then for 10, and we will find the values of a and b. Let's start. How we go? Since fx is continuous, therefore it is continuous for x equal to 2. Therefore LHL is equal to RHL equal to f of 2. Now LHL of 2, this will be, think of it, LHL is here, what else is given? F of 2 also is the same definition, and 2 greater than 2 means this is RHL of 2. RHL of 2 also, here you are told that, see this properly, x lies between 2 and 10 is greater than 2 but less than 10. So this the same definition we will use for LHL of 10, and this one we will use for greater than 10 is RHL of 10 and f of 10 also. What we can do? First of all, we will think only based on 2. So as I said, when two definitions are contained in the same, so we consider one of them. So here it is easy, very easy to take f of 2. We will consider f of 2 as 2 times we have to solve f of 2, and we will consider RHL. Okay, so RHL and f of 2. So RHL, if I find with respect to limit h tends to 0, f of 2 plus h will be written as limit h tends to 0. RHL definition ax plus b, a 2 plus h plus b, open the bracket, we get limit h tends to 0, 2a plus ah plus b. I find h equal to 0 makes this term to be 0, and finally 2a plus b, RHL. And f of 2 is simply defined by, therefore these two are equal, 2a plus b becomes 5, equation number 1. Two equations are needed, two variables are unknown actually. Next, since fx is continuous at x equal to 10 also, therefore its LHL, RHL and f of 10, these three are equal. Now we will find that LHL is different from these two, f of 10, RHL, both are in the same definition. So what we are going to do, we will take LHL and f of 10. Here we will take LHL and f of 10. I hope you are getting. There is no sense of taking RHL because it is contained the same definition as f of 10. Okay. So we will find LHS. LHS of tan, limit h tends to 0, f of tan minus h, limit h tends to 0, replacing x by this value a, tan minus h plus b. Now open the bracket, limit h tends to 0, tan a minus ah plus b. Now replace h by 0, I find tan a plus b. And since f of tan is given 21, therefore tan a plus b becomes 21, equation number 2. Please note down, rest we will solve. Yeah. Now, so far we have obtained equation number 1 and 2. Everyone knows how to solve them. We will use any method to solve the linear equation in two variables. Our target is to find a and b. So that's why we will solve equation number 1 and 2 by any method we know. Simply I am doing 2 minus 1. Equation 2 subtracts equation 1 so that b will be cancelled out. Tan a plus b equal to 21. 2a plus b, this is equal to 5. Now subtraction, so sign of this equation will be changed. B to b cancelled out, 10 minus 2, 8a. 21 minus 5 is 16, a comes to be 2. Now replacing a by 2 in any of the equation, like 2 to the 4, I get b equal to 1. This is the set of values we need. This way we have solved the continuity problem of unknown values in two variables. We will take more examples, please note down. Yes. Now we will take a bit advanced level. These were easy questions. Example 4. Like I consider fx is continuous, given continuous at x equal to 0. We need to find the value of a, and fx is defined as 1 minus cos 4x upon x square a root x 16 plus root x minus 4 when x greater than 0, x equal to 0, x less than 0. See, these questions when we solve in continuity unknown variable, we must have the knowledge of previous concepts of limits. First thing, limits. You can see the application of limits like rationalization, trigonometric limits, these things, and standard limits also, which were formulae. So those formulae I can shortlist here, which you must know. It is limit x tends to 0, sin x upon x is 1. Limit x tends to 0, tan x upon x also is 1. Limit x tends to 0, 1 minus cos x upon x, this is 0. Limit x tends to 0, sin inverse x upon x is 1. Limit x tends to 0, tan inverse x upon 1 upon x is equal to 1. Sorry. Limit x tends to a, x to the power n minus a to the power n upon x minus a, this is equal to n a to the power n minus 1. Next, limit x tends to 0, a to the power x upon x to the power x minus 1 upon x. A is some constant. Keep in mind, a is some constant. This is equal to log of a to the base e limit x tends to 0, e to the power x minus 1 upon x is equal to 1. And ninth is limit x tends to 0, log of 1 plus x upon x is 1. So these are selected standard formulae which I have written. More are there which are actually made from these only. You note down, then only you can understand such problems. Okay. Now here we go with this question which says that at 0 it is continuous. On the basis of 0 only 3 definitions are given. This will be considered to be LHL. This is f of 0. This is RHL. Okay. Now since continuous at 0, since f is continuous at 0, therefore LHL should be equal to RHL should be equal to f of 0. All three are actually given differently, and one variable is there, so one equation. Either you make from RHL or LHL, doesn't matter. We need a equal to some other value. For sure you will get. But still I will show you the full solution. What's that? Let's start. First of all, we will simplify LHL. LHL is limit h tends to 0 f of 0 minus h. So we will write limit h tends to 0. Now here LHL is given in this definition, 1 minus cos 4 0 minus h upon 0 minus h whole square. Now this comes important step. Let me tell you, as I said previously, every time it is not a compulsion that you take the conventional method of minus h or plus h. Here it is the standard. The equation is based on standard limit, one of these for sure. Okay, so you can solve it directly also. If you are having a command, you can solve it directly. No change will be there in the answer. Okay, but as I am moving with conventional, so I will explain that only. If I take the 0 minus h, I find here limit h tends to 0 cos. This 0 minus h will be minus h, so minus 4h. 1 minus cos minus 4h, and here minus h square will be h square. Excuse me. Now, here I find that cos of minus theta is cos theta. So this can be written as limit h tends to 0, 1 minus cos theta means cos 4h upon h square. Now this further step depends on your knowledge in limit. If you have solved these limits question very well, you can catch the pattern of question. Here 1 minus cos h upon h square is given. What do you need to do? 1 minus cos theta. You must know 1 minus cos k theta always can be simplified as 2 sin square k theta by 2. Okay, so here in place of k we are told 4 is given. So this will become limit h tends to 0. This will become 2 sin square, half of 4 will be 2, so 2h by h square. Now to make it in standard form, I see the standard limit will be used. Here I can see it is sin h upon h pattern, so for that we will understand. This is sin 2h. So whenever the power is given, we should get the same power on the angle in denominator. What is the angle here? It is 2h. So in denominator we need square of 2h, which is 4h square. What do you mean to say? I need 4h square, so I will multiply and divide by 4 to this denominator. I will write here LHL continue. Limit h tends to 0, 2 sin square 2h upon, this will become, as I said, 4h square multiplied and divide also. So we can write this way, 4 multiplied to h square multiplied to the whole function. So finally 2 and 4 will be operated and can be written as 8. Limit h tends to 0, sin square 2h 4h square. So I find that this is the square of the standard limit sin x upon x. Recently I have given to you sin x upon x is 1. So any power you take of the limit, this will remain 1 only. Okay. So this becomes 1. 8 into 1, it becomes 8. Here you can write, since the limit h tends to 0, sin x upon x This is 1. So we have got the value of LHL to be 8. LHL as 8. So now I see that here LHL, RHL, f of 0, all three are equal. So I see that f of 0 is A. So why to go ahead? Simply we can take, since LHL which we have obtained is equal to f of 0, therefore 8 is equal to A. This is the required answer and completed. But maybe that you begin with this RHL. How to solve RHL? This also I will show to you, and we will get the same value. Okay. Now see, please note down. Then I will erase. Yeah, here we go. RHL. Suppose I take RHL. Now after this step it's not a must, but still for your explanation, h tends to 0, f of, with respect to 0 we are doing, so 0 plus h. Limit h tends to 0, 0 plus h. Now in this definition RHL, we will replace each x by 0 plus h. Upon this becomes root 16 plus root 0 plus h minus 4. Simplifying, limit h tends to 0, it comes to be root h. Upon this also will become root h, 16 plus root h minus 4. Now this denominator will be rationalized, because if I put h equal to 0, this will become 0 upon 0. Okay. So if rationalized, we get limit h tends to 0, root h in bracket root 16 plus root h plus h. What I did, you can see I have multiplied by this expression in denominator and numerator both. So numerator this will remain as it is, but in denominator will make it a square minus b square. A square means square on this 16 plus root h root. So because of this square root will be cancelled out. We are left with the 16 plus root h only. Minus b square means 4 square, which is 16. So that's why 16 to 16 cancelled out. Further we get limit h tends to 0, root h, root 16 plus root h plus 4 in denominator root h. These two again cancelled out. Now only thing which we have to do is to put the value of h as 0. These things verbally you can do. If you put 0, 16 plus 0 root will be 4, 4 plus 4, 8. So as RHL also is 8, so directly you can say RHL equal to f of 0, that's why A equal to 8. I hope this much you have understood. Please note down. One more example we will take. Let's start. This is the last example, and I'm confident with this much you will be able to understand different types of problems, like here we solve one problem. We need to find A, B, C. These are only one equation which I am explaining based on three variables, three unknown variables. Fx is defined as sine of a plus 1x plus sin x upon x. Next definition is a C. One more is root x plus bx square minus root x upon b under root x cube. This is for less than 0, this is for equal to 0, this is for s greater than 0. Now be alert, as it is three equations, three variables, so we need basically three equations, otherwise depends on condition. What is that? This is LHL, this is f of 0, and this is given RHL. In the question, we are told that it is continuous at 0. Fx is continuous at x equal to 0. So again we will say, therefore LHL equal to RHL equal to f of 0. Now this one example I will show you without using conventional method, means minus h or plus h. In LHL I will not use minus h, in RHL I will not use plus h, I will do it directly. Okay, so that you must know that how to solve it without conventional method. In equations you can apply, no problem is there. Let's start LHL first. Limit 0 is given, so we will write here x tends to 0. See the presentation, limit x tends to 0 fx. Now it is effective, why? Because its definition is different, so we can write limit x tends to 0 fx replaced by sin a plus 1x plus sin x upon x. What I need to do? Always whenever trigonometric functions are given, we try to avail the standard limit. Here I find limit x tends to 0. This is sin a plus 1x upon x sin x upon x. What I did? I separated the denominator. Now to make this is the standard form. In the standard form, if I want this one, I need a plus 1 in multiplication with x and also the function. Multiplying a plus 1 in numerator and denominator. So this can be written as limit x tends to 0 a plus 1 sin a plus 1 x upon a plus 1 x plus this remains sin x upon x. Now what happens? When I separate limit in both the terms, I will find a plus 1 into limit x tends to 0 sin a plus 1 x upon a plus 1 x plus limit x tends to 0 sin x upon x. This value becomes 1. This also is a standard limit, so it is also 1. So from first term we get a plus 1, here we get 1, and finally a plus 2. This is the value of LHL. Please note down. Further we are going to discuss.